Hey guys, let's talk acceleration. We're going to be talking about two main factors today. We're talking about acceleration sense, which is the idea of progress versus restraint. And then we're also going to talk about vehicle dynamics. This is the balance of the vehicle. So let's have a look at a few clips, let's have a chat about it and see what we come up with.
And then acceleration!
So when it comes to acceleration, it's a balancing act between making good progress and showing good restraint. The idea being that you're only going to make good progress when it's safe to make that progress. There's not a lot of sense accelerating into an unknown situation. So let's take this clip as an example. As you can see, as I've left the traffic lights, I haven't accelerated straight up to 30, as I can already see there's a blockage in the road up ahead. As I get closer, you can see the cyclist appear, and then you've got the three cars behind, including myself. The first car gets the overtake done as soon as they're entering the National, and get it done nice and quick based on the view that they've got. As you can see, the red car shows a little bit of restraint, but possibly not quite enough, as the view just isn't quite where it needs to be for this overtake to happen, and the acceleration certainly doesn't match the view possible, particularly with the oncoming silver car that could potentially be doing 60 miles an hour. As I move up for the overtake, I'm looking for a really good view, show a bit of restraint until I have it. As soon as I've got that view, I move out, acceleration on, and get the overtake done. And this is what we mean when we talk about this idea of acceleration sense. It's about assessing the amount of acceleration you would need before actually applying the gas. Having said this, we can use acceleration to our advantage as well. So as we come up to this new speed limit, with the vehicle behind being quite close, we have lots and lots of space in front of us. So as we hit the new speed limit, we can accelerate a little bit faster than usual and start to create this bigger gap. And that brings us back to that whole idea of positioning with the safety bubble. However, what we don't want to do is become aggressive with it. Having said that, we have the advantage as we'll reach the speed limit first. However, that's never really stopped anyone before. As always, safety is our number one priority. And that brings us neatly onto the idea of balancing the car. When we talk about the balance of the car, we're talking about the idea of under braking, most of the weight going to the front wheels, under acceleration, most of it going to the rear wheels, and on cornering, the roll of the car pushing down on one side, generally the outside of the corner. So when you start asking the car to multitask and do two of these things at once, you're suddenly asking an awful lot of one tyre on the vehicle. And we've got to remember, that tyre only has a contact patch about the size of your hand. So what we'd prefer to do is to ask at least two of the tyres to do any one task. So we'd want to do our braking, come off the brake, deal with our corner, as we straighten up or after we've straightened up, then accelerate away. Believe it or not, this is exactly the same in motorsport. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that video on acceleration, and I hope you learned something from it as well. One of the big points I like to make is using the balance of the car to your advantage. The amount of people I see racing into corners or braking late or braking round corners, I can't tell you how it looks from a third person perspective. But one of the things I really love is the fact that I'm not a slow driver by any means. I do enjoy a little bit of speed from time to time, within legal limits, unless I'm on a nice track day with the IAM. And the point is, when I have people in my car, I've never had someone, since becoming a driving instructor at least, say that they didn't feel safe in the car with me driving. And the main point to take away here is because the car is always balanced, it always feels controlled. It may be fast, but it's controlled, and people feel that from a passenger perspective. Can't get my words out today. So yeah, keep the vehicle on balance, you know, do your braking in a straight line, do your acceleration in mostly straight lines, and as you're steering, make that the only thing you're doing. That's the whole point behind this whole routine, is to use that information to decide the position, speed and gear that's appropriate so that everything else can flow. And coming on to flow, you know, keep the car moving. Don't accelerate just to stop. If you can roll up to a situation and deal with it better, then that's perfect. You don't need to accelerate if you're not going to get the benefit of acceleration. You'll just be wasting fuel, wasting time, and potentially being less safe. Having said that, safety is always number one priority, so let's treat it as such. Anyway, thank you for watching the video series. It's coming to an end now. There's one more video that will come out. That's the commentary ride from my first ride since lockdown ended. So the standards may not be as high as I would have liked. However, there's still potentially something to be learnt there, so I thought I'd share it with you guys anyway. I'm still quite happy with the standard. I just want to get a bit more practice in going forward. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the series, you know, do all that YouTubey stuff. There's buttons down there somewhere, probably a button up here and a video to watch over here. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers. Take care.